And our first presenter today is actually Lennox, who is part of the Academy. So Lennox has created a company called Satoshis Index, and he is allowing people to basically do dollar cost averaging into the crypto space with the top 10 cryptocurrencies by volume trading.
Thank you again, Mariana, for the intro. My name is Lennox. Day job is at Starbucks Corporate, technical product manager. Spent most of my career here in fintech, doing all kinds of cool stuff, doing data modeling, predictive analytics, and now have recently been involved in some of the Web3 initiatives over here. So it's been a wild ride. It's been really fun doing the whole corporate thing. But on the side, I've been building up Satoshis Index, as Mariana had mentioned, and essentially what we're doing is we are on a mission to educate people about crypto, to innovate in the crypto space, but also to democratize successful crypto investing. So it's been a really fun journey creating some of these tools and really pushing them out via the world of NFTs. So what you're looking at here is just this is something we always put at the beginning of our decks to really just show what the performance can look like when you leverage dollar cost averaging strategies. So for the majority of investors, they will likely never have the know-how or skill set to consistently beat the market if they're using advanced trading techniques and indicators and stuff. So we love to share our Warren Buffett's quote, "Time in the market is better than timing the markets." So we essentially created an algorithm that simulates how a index fund works, because a lot of people were looking for index funds in the crypto space, but there's not really a lot of options. So cue Satoshi's Index, and as you can see here, I feel like everyone on here is probably a believer in crypto, so I don't need to explain that the gains that you get from a DCA strategy executed in the crypto space far surpasses what you would get in traditional markets like the S&P 500. But that's what this particular infographic is. So moving on. The idea is just to bring responsible and successful strategies that retail investors can benefit from within the crypto space. A lot of the long-term investing solutions that cater to crypto investors haven't quite caught up to equities or other more established asset classes. And for the average investor, you're kind of left to your own devices, having to figure out where to put your money, which, depending on your level of, familiarity with the space, can either leave you in a good place or, like a lot of people, losing money, right? Buying the next Safe Moon or Squid Coin and all of these coins that end up going to zero. So we wanted to create a solution that helps onboard people into the space in a sustainable way. One thing also to note, we're not the first company to leverage algorithm-based money management. There's other players in the space, but what we can claim to say is we're one of the few that does not hold custody of your fiat or your crypto. So that's definitely something that I think a lot of people are more interested in now, in light of the FTX debacle and all the things, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. So for us, we leverage algorithms that connect directly to your custodial wallet that lives in a centralized exchange, and that's how our algorithm executes trades. So we spent the last year and some change really iterating on a solution that we initially had launched last February. And the cool thing about our solution is we love what NFTs can do. We love the utility they unlock in the Web3 space. But what we were seeing is a lot of the use cases that were coming through the NFT ecosystem were very hype driven. It's all these PFP collections and things that don't really have a ton of utility. So we set out on this quest to create a new form of utility, a new form of NFT that people can benefit from on day one. Hence Satoshi's Index, which essentially is an NFT that gives you access to an automated investing solution. We have two kind of entry points into our ecosystem. One is a lifetime license NFT. We launched the initial MVP about a year ago with a small batch of NFTs, and then we reinvested our capital into rebuilding or improving the platform. One of the cool things about Web3 is you get to build alongside your community. So in our Discord server, we've got a few thousand people that give us feedback and help us iterate the tool. Everyone voted for us to revamp the user experience. So that's what we did. So having one of those NFTs gives you voting rights, again, which is a cool part of Web3 because you get to build alongside your community and iterate pretty quickly on your product development lifecycle. So one way is an NFT, which we're actually doing another mint tomorrow, coincidentally, for another batch of lifetime license NFTs. Another entryway is a subscription, and we launched our subscription model in November. So you can either get in via a quarterly or an annual subscription. We have a 30-day free trial as well. We support the majority of the largest exchanges. When we went live, it was Binance and Coinbase, just because a lot of newbies to crypto, they need the safety of a centralized exchange that filters and screens for lower tier projects that end up being duds. So we found it very beneficial to align ourselves with centralized exchanges. And the tool itself, dollar cost averages into the top 10 cryptocurrencies by every week or every month. And top 10 by trading volume, because we found trading volume to have predictive elements to it. So we built this data model on Binance's historical data, and we found that dollar cost averaging into a single asset like Bitcoin, as of from 2017 or so, when they started offering Bitcoin and Ethereum, all the way to probably spring of last year, if you were doing that consistently each month, your returns were probably sitting at 600 and something percent. If you did the exact same thing, but instead of just focusing on a single asset, you diversified across the top 10 and you incorporated some of the lower cap coins, but that are still performing really well, you ended up with performance that's double. So we're talking over close to 1,300%. And again, that's assuming just consistent, weekly or monthly investments into this larger index. So doing the exact same thing, but just more diversified. So we decided to take that and turn it into a product to really simplify the investing process for most folks. Another cool thing that we did, we are probably the first, we're one of the first for sure, but probably the first fintech company that's using NFTs for software licensing. And it's been a really cool way of approaching software as a service, because it eliminates things like piracy and just using NFTs for authentication and token gating. I think is something we will likely see more of in the future. So getting to be a pioneer in this space has been pretty cool, pretty exciting. Let's see. We'll walk through, and initial batch of users, we have about 150 people that came in last year and our MVP, and these folks have been using the application consistently for over a year now. So it's pretty battle tested. And our community continues to grow. So we're pretty excited to continue expanding our product and getting feedback from the community and really getting it in the hands of people that are looking for a solution for managing their crypto. So just kind of recapping here. We've got the subscriptions, we've got the NFT mints, and as we continue to scale our customer base, we add more exchange support, as well as more advanced trading features, products, and ideally even more advanced strategies that people can subscribe to. So I have talked a lot. Just a couple more slides and I'll be done. Our competitor landscape is pretty narrow, which is a good thing for us because it's a new niche that allocators are starting to look at. All these companies down here have raised a ton of money, and there's really not a ton of big players in this space. So our goal right now is to carve out a niche by doing a ton of customer development, which we can do because of what I mentioned earlier in Web3, where you're building alongside your customers. So anyway, yeah, that is Satoshi's Index. We're a lean team. It's myself and my co-founder, a team of developers, and then a bunch of contractors that we work with for various needs. Anyway, that is all I got.